Okay, let's try this again. Looks like the mic is actuating now. So hopefully you all can hear me. Um, okay, so so I think hopefully we've overcome the technical difficulties. So thank you all so much for joining tonight. We have a lot that I'm excited to cover with you tonight. So as we dive in, we are going to explore and practice or engage in some practices that will help us find hope. Help us find hope. So, I was speaking with a friend earlier today, and we were talking about practice. And I said, "Hey, is there anything you need?" And I'll sort of summarize what he said, which was that, well, the past is heavy, the future is uncertain, and I'm looking for some hope. So I said, ah, I've been there. And so, with a little bit of science and a little bit of sharing of my personal experience, I'm excited to present to you guys not only a little bit of storytelling around this, which will hopefully spark some ideas and some inspiration and some motivation, but also, as always, we're going to go through some practices that will support you in this journey. So, I'm going to do that, like I said, with some personal experience discussion and then also science. So, I got here. Um, we're going to lean heavily on this. I love this. Brene Brown's Atlas of the Heart, not sponsored or anything like that, although that would be great. Um, Brene Brown is an amazing scientist. She has a lot of credentials, PhD, MSW, all of these beautiful things. She knows a lot of stuff, y'all. Her Atlas of the Heart is like a desk reference for emotions. And so as we think about hope, and the other things that we're going to talk about tonight, like gratitude, a pillar, as you know, of empowered healing practices, we're going to have some help from Brene. So let's dive in right away. Brene says, and first of all, let me pause. We love the pause here at Empowered Healing Practices. We practice pausing. Who else is looking for hope? Who else is excited at the prospect of leaning into practices that support hope? Is this something you're looking for? Is this something you have something to share about? So I'd love to hear, put it in the comments, put it in the chat, put it in the Facebook community, and join us. Join us as we work on practices to discover hope. So as we dive in, I'm going to go right to the section in here where Brene talks about hope. The first thing she says about hope, it's really great. She says, and actually, you guys are going to love me tonight. I'm all over the place. If you haven't done so already, settle in, right? We're going to have a chat for a little while, and then we're going to dive into practice. So get comfortable. Get comfortable. Get your water. Get your journal out. Get your blankets. Get whatever it is that you need. Get comfortable to listen in, engage in the chat, engage in the comments, and then we'll find our posture that makes sense for us for practice. Okay, so now Brene says, as I literally lose the page, she says, we need hope like we need air. We need hope like we need air. And I just really love that statement because it feels true. She goes on to talk about what it's like when we experience hope, right? What are the scenarios where we experience that? And there's two main themes. The first is she aligns it with goals in here, but this idea of like having some challenges, having some adversity, and overcoming those. We have hope when we have examples of when we have faced the challenge and we've overcome it, right? That's when we have hope. And we have hope when we have agency, right? We believe in ourselves. So that's hope. And so I want to talk to you a little bit about how I've learned to find that, right? We can set goals, we can have challenges for ourselves, but some of us might be in the midst of challenges right now, right? My friend said, the past is heavy, the future is uncertain, right? We don't know if we're going to overcome these challenges. So, how can I find hope when I don't know? And I'm going to tell you how I found hope in the past. There's a lot of things, a lot of pieces and parts to finding hope. In my case, for full transparency and openness, right, there was therapy and coaching and all of these tools, right? And I want to share with you two really important things that I learned. The first leans quite a bit on what Brene talks about in terms of agency, and believing in ourselves, is that finding that trust in ourselves, trusting in yourselves. And I think we've heard that quite a lot, but we didn't really know what that means. Or I didn't know what that means. Or I know what it meant, but I didn't know how to do it, right? Or I thought that by trusting in myself meant that maybe that was arrogant or something along those lines. What I came to realize that trusting in myself meant was that I learned what were my values and what are my needs. What are my values and what are my needs? When I know these things, I know myself. When I know myself, I can take actions that align with my values and my needs. When I take actions that align with my values and my needs, I know at the end of the day, no matter what the outcome is, I've done my part. I've done what aligns with what is valuable to me. So, for example, maybe connection is a value of yours. Maybe compassion is a value of yours. Joy is a value of yours, right? What are your values? What do you need? And then in the everyday, they don't need to be grand gestures or huge shifts. They can be, but they don't have to be. They can be little tiny things where you take an action that aligns with your value, that aligns with your need. We're going to do a practice later that combines this trust in ourselves with the second piece, which is gratitude, to help set us up for success and therefore find hope. Okay. So that second piece, right? Gratitude. Brene has a lot to say about gratitude, and I'm going to share with you guys because I think it's rich. I think it's great. So we're going to have a little bit of reading this evening, just a little bit. So get cozy, get comfy, settle in. Let me read to you. Relax. But as I was thinking about this today, gratitude, if hope is the flower, gratitude is the root, right? It's like a foundation. It's something that holds us and grounds us so that hope can grow. And I would say joy is the sun. So gratitude, right, can be something that in our minds can be challenging to create, to generate, right? And that's why I'm going to lead you through the practice. Right now, I want to talk and I want to share a little bit about what Brene, scientist extraordinaire, in my opinion, tells us about gratitude. So, firstly, and you all know if you've been a member of the channel for a while, bringing our practices, gratitude, and aligning them with physiological and physical impact is something that I'm passionate about. It's a value of mine, right? Is being able to tie those things together to illuminate for folks, why is it important physically that we engage in these practices? So Brene says, I'm going to go ahead and read. Gratitude. There's overwhelming evidence that gratitude is good for us physically, emotionally, and mentally. There's research that shows that gratitude is correlated with better sleep, increased creativity, decreased entitlement, decreased hostility and aggression, increased decision-making skills, decreased blood pressure. The list goes on, right? All of these things have been shared on the channel before. Gratitude practices, which we have many here on this channel. I invite you to go back in the archives and take a look. Gratitude practice is really good for your health. Your physical health, your mental health, and your emotional health. You will see physical outcomes with a consistent gratitude practice. I want to share a little bit more here. She refers to a scientific expert on gratitude, Robert Emmons, and some of his descriptions about why and how gratitude does these things, right? Why and how does it work? So I'm going to go ahead and share that quick passage with you all. So Robert Emmons says, research on emotion shows that positive emotions wear off quickly. Our emotional systems like newness, they like novelty, they like change. So we adapt to positive life circumstances so that before too long, the new things, the new car, the new spouse, the new house, they don't feel so new and exciting anymore. He says we adapt, right? But gratitude makes us appreciate the value of something. And when we appreciate the value of something, we extract more benefits from it. We're less likely to take it for granted. The last passage here, he says, in effect, I think gratitude allows us to participate more in life. So there's that agency, right? We notice the positives more, and that magnifies the pleasures you get from life. Instead of adapting to goodness, we celebrate goodness. We spend so much time watching things, movies, computer screens, sports. But with gratitude, we become greater participants in our lives as opposed to spectators. Okay? So there's that agency that Brene was talking about in hope, right? When we're participating, we can bring our agency to it. I believe I can do the thing because I'm engaging in the thing. I'm taking action. And if those actions are aligned with our values and our needs, we set ourselves up for success. Okay. So it's a lot of words happening. I want to move into one last piece, which I'm trying. Yes. Sorry. There was so much I knew I wanted to cover tonight. So at this point, right, what we have shared is, especially right now during the dark winter months in the Northern Hemisphere, during a very busy time, we're out of our routines of the holiday season. There's a lot going on. How do we generate, manifest, find hope? And what we've said so far, between my personal experience and between what Brene Brown has shared with us in her wonderful research, is that through trusting, finding trust in ourselves, by knowing ourselves and taking action aligned with that knowing, and by practicing gratitude, we move closer to hope. Okay? So these are concrete things you can do. Learning your needs, learning your values, taking actions that align with those things, and practicing gratitude. These are things you can do today to help you find the light, help you find hope. So as we enter into practice tonight, we're going to practice both of those things together. I think I found a way to do them all at once. So the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to invite you, we're going to spend just a couple of quiet, mindful moments together. We're going to set everything down, give ourselves permission to set it all down. The past, set down the heavy past, set down the uncertain future, and come into the present moment. We're just going to take a few breaths and a few moments to be here mindfully, on purpose, in the present moment, without judgment. Okay. And then we'll move into a gratitude and trust practice. So, with that, go ahead and get comfortable. I'm going to stay seated. I feel, for me, I feel that a intentional tall seated position is going to be beneficial here. I think for something where we're setting down the heavy and the uncertain, we want to bring our full self, which means we want to embody that. When we embody that, we use our bodies. Our bodies take on the qualities that we seek, right? So we're sitting tall. Hi, Leanne. I'm so glad you're here. We're sitting tall. We're sitting with intention, right? And we're releasing the tension, right? So as we come to sit confidently, we might feel the pressure or the need. I see the cameras going in and out a little bit, so I'm going to try to minimize that. But as we do that, right, you might bring your shoulders right up and feel tense and tight and like, okay, yes, I am coming to attention and I am here with intention and I'm ready to work. And I'm going to invite you to soften that and bring a gentleness and a mindset of non-judgment to your posture. So we come with intention and we come with non-judgment. Okay. So if that is comfortable and you are able to do that, I'm going to invite you to come into that posture for this practice. If you need, and part of learning to trust ourselves and therefore find hope is to know what we need. So I invite you first and foremost to tune into what you need, perhaps coming into a gentle position just now, closing your eyes, taking a breath and just tuning into that. What is your body? What is your heart asking of you? And I really want you to, my coach, who may or may not be with us right now, thank you, Leanne, invited me today to move from my head to my body, right? We spend a lot of time up here. I know I do. Quite a lot. Drop into your body. Drop into your body. What is it asking you? What does it need? Does it need an intentional yet soft posture? Or does it need to lay down on the couch? Listen and take action aligned with what your body needs without judgment and without shame. And just take a few breaths. Coming into that posture, gently closing your eyes if that's comfortable for you. Leaving them open if that's what you need. And just beginning to take a few breaths. Just breathing here. Bringing the tools of mindfulness to our breath. Simply becoming aware of the in-breath and the out-breath. Not trying to change anything. Not judging the breath in any way. just allowing it to be and observing what is. Coming in fully to this present moment, anchored here with your breath, your direct experience of breathing in and out. And as you bring your attention to your breath, you allow the heavy past and the uncertain future to fade away as you move to the present moment. Allowing yourself to simply breathe. Finding our first few moments of gratitude here, I invite you to bring them to your awareness, grateful for these breaths, the oxygen in the air, the way your body brings it in and brings it where it needs to go all throughout your systems. Grateful that you decided to take a moment for yourself, perhaps aligning with your need to come into the present moment, to align with your value of being present. Becoming aware of the surfaces beneath you, the chair, the couch, the cushion, the floor, the ground. Noticing every contact point between your body and a surface beneath you. Just simply bringing your awareness to the contact points, aware of the temperature and the texture. Are the contact points directly against your skin? Are there clothing or blankets or materials in between? And arriving at another opportunity of gratitude, being grateful for the surfaces that support you physically. Perhaps sinking in further, allowing the surfaces to take the weight, take the burden. Allow the support to take the weight. This becomes an invitation to relax your muscles. Relax the muscles in your forehead, around your eyes, your nose, your cheeks, your jaw. Unstick your tongue from the roof of your mouth. Relax your shoulders. Again, taking what you need, relaxing, sighing, a big out breath as you release. a quick movement, a slow movement. Once again, even more deeply, relax your shoulders. Meeting another moment of gratitude, allowing the moment, participating in the moment to relax. Perhaps this is the first time you've become aware of any tension in your body all day. Perhaps this is the first time today you've taken action to release the tension. Being grateful for the opportunity to do so. As we move into the next section of practice, we're going to intertwine our trust in ourselves to align with our values and our needs so that we set ourselves up for what looks like success for us, and our gratitude practice. I'm going to offer up some phrases with a pause, a blank at the end for you to fill in. We're going to go into the past, we'll go into the future, and then we'll come back to the present. The gratitudes will sink into, will look something like this. When I think about the past, I am grateful for. And as you think about the past, the recent past, the distant past, whatever it is that comes up for you, I want you to put this through the lens of an opportunity when you were aligned with your values or your needs. So, for example, if you value connection with others, and a week ago you you were able to go meet a friend for coffee, your gratitude might sound something like, when I think about the past, I am grateful that I was able to meet with my friend and connect with them. Perhaps as you think about your needs, you may even lean into those needs which surround us all: our food, our water, our warmth if you're in winter like I am. And think about, when I think about the past, I am grateful that we have had electricity for all of this time, or through the winter storm, or whatever that looks like, right? So these are the examples, and the same thing for the future. In the future, we'll think about the opportunities. What are the opportunities? And we'll dig into that a little bit more as we cultivate some hope here as we go in the future. Let's go to the past. We're going to do 3. So I'm going to offer up the phrase 3 times, and then I invite you to fill it in with your own experience that you've had that aligns with your values and your needs. So settling in, let's take one breath together here, breathing in and out. When I think about the past, I am grateful for. And again, feeling free to tweak this if you need to a little bit. Perhaps when I think about the past, I am grateful that. I am grateful for. I am grateful that something happened. And once more, maybe many things are coming up for you now, but once more, when I think about the past, I am grateful for. And now we'll move into the future. A few extra words about the future here. It'll look very similar. When I think about the future, the near future, the distant future, I am grateful for the opportunity to, and again, I want you to think about those actions that you intend, bringing intention here, intend to take that will align with your values and your needs, right? You might need to sit with this. I invite you to maybe pause. If you're watching the recording, pause this, lean into what are your values and your needs, and then think about an action that you can take that aligns with this. Maybe you already have plans and you will recognize that aligns with my value. So, again, maybe you have plans to go meet family or friends and you value connection. Maybe you have plans to support a charity or bring gifts or right, it's a holiday season, so I'm leaning into these types of things, or serve at a soup kitchen, right, or something like that. And maybe your value is compassion. These are actions you're taking that align with your values, right? Maybe you need food in the house. So you're grateful for the opportunity to go to the grocery store next week, right? So once again, settling in. Let's take a grounding and settling breath, breathing in and out. Once again, closing our eyes, or if they're not already, that's comfortable for you. And finish this phrase. When I think about the future, I am grateful for the opportunity to. And again, when I think about the future, I am grateful for the opportunity to. And once more, when I think about the future, I am grateful for the opportunity to. And now we'll gently come into the present moment as we close practice. I'll offer up those same 3 phrases for this very moment. As I am in this present moment, I am grateful for. In this very moment, I am grateful for. And once more, in this very moment, I am grateful for. Coming to the close of practice, I invite you to bring a slight smile to your face, a small Mona Lisa smile or a big, giant smile. Lean into what your body needs and send the signals as the muscles upturn the corners of the lips. and the nerves activate and the brain gets a signal. Starting to take small movements, wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes, stretching if you need to stretch, grateful for the way our body moves. Maybe giving yourself a hug, some more physical activity to induce some great neurotransmitters that can support our mental wellness. When you're ready, coming back into the room where we started. So I'd love to know, what did you think of this practice? And it is a practice. I will share with you that I have been engaging in a gratitude practice on and off, sometimes multiple times a day, sometimes once every couple of weeks, but on and off for the last 3 or so years. And I can tell you that I notice a difference. It is a practice and it will help you shift. If you need support to do that, I encourage you to stay with this community. If you want to use this practice, this recording, as a landing place to put your gratitudes, come back, put your comments every day, every week when you remember. Throw a new comment in this under this recording. What are you grateful for? This can be your landing space. Our Facebook community group can be your landing space. Come share. What are you grateful for? You don't have to wait for me to post. You can offer it right up in that group, and I invite you to do so. Being part of a community and having that support can really help you on this journey as well. So I'm so glad that you came. I hope you found this useful. I would love to hear from you. And we are back on our weekly schedule. So I will see you right back here, same time, same place next week. I'm sending you so much light and love.